On May 9th, 2026, the last quarter moon rises in Aquarius at 19 degrees, squaring the Taurus Sun. And this is not a soft emotional moment. This is a cosmic threshold. A door you thought was locked may begin to move. A truth you tried to avoid may begin knocking from the other side. And the strange part is, your soul may have heard it before your mind understood it. The dreams, the anxiety, the silence, the delay, the number you keep seeing. The sudden distance from someone, the heavy feeling in your chest when nothing obvious has happened. None of this is random. Something feels off because something is being revealed. This Aquarius last quarter moon is asking one serious question. Are you willing to see the emotional truth you can no longer ignore? This is not the energy of a fresh beginning. This is not the universe handing you a clean page and telling you to rush forward. A last quarter moon is a review point. It is the moment after the emotional climax, when the light begins to fade, and the soul must decide what cannot come forward into the next cycle. Under Aquarius, this review becomes sharper, colder, clearer, more honest. Aquarius does not cry just to keep something alive. Aquarius looks at the pattern, steps back from the emotional noise, and asks, does this still belong to my future? And because this moon squares the Taurus Sun, the tension is between comfort and freedom, between what feels familiar and what is actually true, between the life you have been trying to preserve and the life your spirit is trying to protect. You must understand what is happening now. Taurus wants safety. Taurus wants stability. Taurus wants the known road, the steady hand, the person who has always been there, the plan that looks secure from the outside. But the Aquarius moon is standing at the threshold like a messenger from the future, holding up a light and saying, look again. Look at the friendship that drains you. Look at the relationship that only feels peaceful when you silence yourself. Look at the group, belief, dream, plan, or identity you have outgrown, but still keep carrying because it once gave you a place to belong. This moon is not punishing you. It is protecting you from staying loyal to a version of your life that no longer has room for your truth. In the days around May 9th, you may feel emotionally detached and intensely sensitive at the same time. That is the strange signature of this moment. One part of you may want to pull away, stop responding, disappear, observe, go quiet, or take a step back from everyone. Another part of you may feel everything beneath the surface, with almost painful accuracy. You may notice who checks on you and who only appears when they need something. You may notice whose words sound kind, but whose energy feels wrong. You may notice that a plan you are forcing yourself to believe in suddenly feels hollow. And when this awareness arrives, it may not come with drama. It may come as a calm, unsettling knowing, the kind that does not need evidence yet, the kind your body already believes. This is the locked door of the transit. For a long time, you may have been standing in front of it, pretending you did not hear what was behind it. Maybe the door was a conversation you avoided. Maybe it was a truth about someone's intentions. Maybe it was your own fear of admitting that you are no longer happy in a place you fought hard to reach. Maybe it was the realization that what you called patience was really self-abandonment. And now, under this Aquarius last quarter moon, the handle begins to turn. Not because you are ready in a perfect way, but because your soul is tired of waiting outside your own future. Before this moment, the energy may have felt slow, heavy, confusing, and emotionally unfinished. You may have been waiting for a message, a sign, an apology, a decision, a breakthrough, or a change in someone's behavior. You may have been telling yourself that things would make sense if you just gave them more time. But time has a way of revealing what words hide. Silence has a way of becoming an answer. Delays have a way of exposing weak foundations. And under this moon, the universe may show you that what did not move was not blocked by accident, was being held back until you could see the truth without begging for it. Some of you have been feeling this as restlessness. You sit still, but your spirit keeps pacing. You try to relax, but your mind returns to the same person, the same decision, the same memory, the same fear. You may feel as if you are between two rooms, unable to go back and not yet ready to step forward. That is the threshold. That is the spiritual hallway between the old pattern and the new timeline. And this is where many people panic. They run back to what hurts simply because it is familiar. They send the text. They chase the explanation. They accept the bare minimum. They reopen the door they were meant to leave closed. But this time, the moon is asking you to wait. Observe. Let the energy speak before you act. There is a warning, inside this transit, and it is not meant to scare you. It is meant to sharpen you. Do not ignore repeated discomfort. Do not ignore the person whose behavior suddenly becomes confusing when accountability is needed. Do not ignore the friendship that feels warm in public, but cold in private. Do not ignore the opportunity that looks attractive but creates anxiety in your body. Do not ignore the dream that keeps returning with the same symbol, the same place, the same face, the same unfinished feeling. Aquarius rules, patterns, signals, networks, and the invisible connections between people. During this moon, the universe may not speak through one dramatic event. It may speak through repetition, a number repeating on the clock, a name appearing twice in one day, a conversation that confirms what you were already sensing, a delay that stops you from entering the wrong room, a sudden cancellation that protects your energy, a strange dream that leaves you awake at 3 a.m. with your heart beating like your spirit has just returned from somewhere important. These are not always predictions. Sometimes they are confirmations. Sometimes they are the soul gathering evidence before the mind is ready to admit what it knows. And around this last quarter moon, your intuition may feel less like a whisper and more like a hand on your shoulder, stopping you before you cross a threshold that is not meant for you. This is also a karmic shift. Not every ending will look like a breakup, a collapse, or a dramatic confrontation. Some endings happen quietly inside you. You stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You stop romanticizing potential. You stop confusing emotional intensity with destiny. You stop mistaking distance for mystery. You stop calling someone your future when they keep making you feel uncertain in the present. And that inner ending matters. Because once the soul closes a door, the outer world eventually has to catch up. The activation comes when you choose clarity over attachment. That is where everything changes. Aquarius energy does not activate you by making you more emotional. It activates you by giving you perspective. It lifts you above the room so you can see the whole pattern, not just the one moment that hurt. It shows you the group dynamic, the repeated cycle, the emotional habit, the future consequence. When Taurus resists by saying, "But I am comfortable here," Aquarius answers, "Comfort is not the same as alignment." That sentence may become the key to this entire transit. Comfort is not the same as alignment. You may feel this moon mentally as sudden insight. Thoughts may connect quickly. Things people said weeks ago may return with new meaning. You may finally understand why a conversation felt strange, why someone avoided a question, why an opportunity did not open, why your energy dropped after being around a certain person. Your mind may become a map, and on that map, the hidden roads begin to glow. This can feel liberating, but it can also feel uncomfortable because clarity often arrives before courage. You may see what needs to change before you feel ready to change it. That is okay. The threshold does not demand that you run. It asks that you stop lying to yourself about where you are standing. Emotionally, this energy may feel like distance. You may not feel as reactive as usual. You may not cry immediately. You may not want to argue. You may not even want to explain. You may simply feel done in a quiet, final way. For some people, that calm will be mistaken for coldness, but it is not coldness. It is your nervous system refusing to keep performing emotional labor for situations that do not meet you with truth. This moon can make you realize that you are not heartless. You are exhausted. You are not detached because you do not care. You are detached because you have cared beyond the point of balance. Spiritually, this is a protection transit. The wrong door may become harder to open. The right truth may become harder to deny. You may feel blocked from chasing something you once desperately wanted, and at first it may feel unfair. But later, you may understand that the block was mercy. Taurus can cling to what it values, even when that value has expired. Aquarius can interrupt that attachment with a flash of future wisdom, so something slows down, if someone goes silent. If a plan stalls, if your body refuses to feel excited about what your mind keeps defending, do not rush to force movement. There may be information inside the pause. Physically, this moon may speak through the body in subtle but powerful ways. You may feel heaviness in the chest, tension around the throat, pressure in the head, restless legs, electric nervous energy, or sudden fatigue that makes no logical sense. You may feel overstimulated by messages, screens, noise, crowds, or emotional demands. Aquarius energy can feel like electricity moving through the nervous system. While the Taurus Sun pulls attention toward the body, the senses, the need for rest, food, grounding, and touch. So your body becomes the doorway. If your body contracts around someone, listen. If your stomach tightens during a conversation, listen. If your breath becomes shallow when you think about a decision, listen. The body often reads the room before the mind admits there is a problem. Sleep may also become unusual around this period. Some of you may wake suddenly in the night. Some may dream of old friends, former lovers, unfamiliar houses, locked rooms, keys, floods, storms, phones, roads, or people you have not thought about in years. These dreams may not be literal, but they may be symbolic messages from the subconscious. A locked room may represent a truth you have not entered. A missing phone may represent communication that cannot be trusted. A road that disappears may represent a future plan that no longer has energy behind it. A person from the past may represent an unfinished lesson, not necessarily a person who must return. The universe speaks in symbols when the waking mind is too guarded to listen. This is why you should be gentle with yourself. You are not weak for feeling strange. You're not overthinking because your energy changes around certain people. Are not dramatic for needing space. During a last quarter moon, the emotional body begins sorting through what the soul can no longer digest. You may feel the urge to clean, delete, unfollow, reorganize, cancel, or simplify. They may want fewer conversations, fewer obligations, fewer explanations. That is not laziness. That is spiritual decluttering. The threshold is narrow. You cannot carry every old attachment through it. Money and abundance are also part of this moon, because the Taurus Sun always brings the question of value. What do you value? What are you protecting? Or are you spending energy, money, time, or emotion on something that is not returning stability? Aquarius asks you to look at your future, while Taurus asks you to look at your resources. Together, they create a serious financial reality check. This is not the best energy for impulsive spending just to soothe emotional discomfort. It is not the best time to invest in something because a group is pressuring you, because someone is promising quick results, or because fear of missing out is louder than wisdom. The question is not, can I afford this today? The question is, does this support the future I am actually building? Some of you may realize that your money has been tied to emotional insecurity. You buy to feel safe. You give to feel loved. You overextend to avoid disappointing people. You keep supporting a person, business, habit, or a dream that keeps draining you because walking away would force you to admit the truth. This moon may show you the energetic leak. It may reveal where your resources are being pulled into a future that is not yours. Aquarius rules the collective. Friendships, networks, communities, technology, online spaces, and long-term visions. So be careful with group financial decisions, online offers, collaborations, business promises, and shared plans that sound exciting but lack grounded structure. At the same time, this moon can activate a wiser abundance path. You may feel called to simplify your strategy, protect your savings, review subscriptions, rethink a collaboration, adjust your pricing, step back from a draining client, or stop investing in an identity that no longer reflects who you are becoming. The abundance message is not scarcity, it is alignment. Money grows where energy becomes clear. Stability returns when you stop funding confusion. Receiving opens when you stop proving your worth to people and systems that benefit from your self-doubt. Under this threshold moon, your future self may be asking you to make one practical decision that protects your peace 6 months from now, in work and business. Notice where you feel emotionally finished. Notice where your creativity has become heavy. Notice where you are staying because the structure is familiar, not because it is alive. Taurus may say, stay, it is stable. Aquarius may say, but it is not your future. Neither voice should be ignored. The guidance is to be honest without being reckless. Do not burn everything down just because you feel restless. Do not keep calling a cage a home because it gives you predictable walls. Review, release, rebuild strategically. This is the kind of moon that favors quiet planning, not loud announcements. Health and energy require special attention now. If your nervous system has been overloaded, this transit may reveal it. You may feel emotionally numb one moment and intensely sensitive the next. You may crave solitude, silence, fresh air, water, grounding foods, less screen time, and more. Sleep. Give your body fewer battles to fight. Hydrate, stretch, walk slowly, breathe before replying. Eat in a way that makes you feel steady rather than stimulated. Avoid feeding your anxiety with constant checking, scrolling, rereading messages, or searching for hidden meanings in every small delay. The body needs safety before the intuition can be heard clearly. Energy protection is not just about imagining light around you. Sometimes energy protection is not answering immediately. Sometimes it is leaving a room. Sometimes it is not telling everyone your plans. Sometimes it is refusing to let another person's chaos become your emergency. Sometimes it is turning off the phone before your nervous system becomes a battlefield. Aquarius can make the mind race into the future, while Taurus reminds you to return to the present body. Put your feet on the floor, drink water, touch something real. Ask yourself, what is true right now? Not what you fear. Not what you hope. What is true right now? Relationships and communication may become the most intense part of this transit. This is where the locked door may open for many of you. Someone's silence may reveal more than their words ever did. Delay may show their level of commitment. Someone's inconsistency may finally stop looking romantic and start looking unstable. This moon does not want you to obsess over what people say when emotions are high. It wants you to watch patterns. Who shows up when there is nothing to gain? Who respects your boundaries when they do not benefit from them? Who becomes defensive when you ask for clarity? Who only becomes affectionate when they feel you pulling away? This is a powerful time for emotional honesty, but not every conversation needs to happen immediately. Aquarius teaches observation before engagement. If you confront too quickly, you may only receive another performance. If you pause, the truth may reveal itself through behavior. That is the warning. Watch actions over words. Watch consistency over chemistry. Watch accountability over intensity. A person can miss you and still not be ready to meet you correctly. A person can feel connected to you and still be unsafe for your nervous system. A person can return and still bring the same unresolved pattern back to your door. This moon asks you not to confuse a knock with an invitation from destiny. For some, an important conversation may happen around this period. It may not be dramatic, but it may be revealing. Someone may admit what they feel. Someone may expose what they have been hiding. Someone may say something small that confirms everything your intuition has been telling you. Or you may be the one who finally speaks. It's not to control the outcome, not to beg, not to force closure, but to honor yourself. The strongest communication under this moon is calm, clear, and rooted in self-respect. You do not need to write a speech that proves your pain. You do not need to convince someone that your feelings matter. The right people do not need to be taught how to care every time you are hurting. This is especially important in friendships and groups. Aquarius rules the people you align with, the circles you enter, the communities that shape your future. Around this moon, you may see where you no longer belong. This can hurt, especially if you once felt chosen by a group that now feels distant, competitive, draining, or false. But outgrowing a circle is not betrayal. Sometimes it is evolution. You may realize you have been making yourself smaller to remain accepted. You may realize that your ideas, sensitivity, ambition, or spiritual growth are no longer understood in the rooms you keep entering. The threshold opens, and suddenly you understand. Belonging is not worth the cost of self-assurance. In love, the message is direct. Do not chase someone through a door they keep closing. Do not build a future on mixed signals. Do not make someone's emotional confusion your spiritual assignment. If a relationship is real, it can survive honesty. If it collapses the moment you ask for consistency, then what collapsed was not love, but illusion. This moon does not ask you to become cold. It asks you to become clear. There is a difference. Coldness punishes. Clarity protects. Coldness shuts down the heart. Clarity stops giving sacred access to people who do not know how to hold it. Now, what should you actually do during this transit? Slow down. The first guidance is to stop rushing for an answer just because discomfort has appeared. Discomfort is information, not always an emergency. Give yourself space to observe what is repeating. Write down the signs you have been noticing, but do not turn every sign into a fantasy. Ask what the pattern is teaching you. Journal about what feels heavy, what feels forced, what feels honest, and what feels expired. The truth may become obvious when you stop trying to make it look prettier. Have one honest conversation if the moment is right, but make it simple. Ask the direct question. Say the real feeling. Name the boundary. Do not decorate the truth until it becomes unclear. If you need space, say you need space. If you need consistency, say you need consistency. If you are no longer available for confusion, say that through your actions as much as your words, and then watch what happens. The response will tell you whether the door is opening into maturity or back into the same old room. Protect your money. Review decisions carefully. Do not spend out of panic, loneliness, jealousy, pressure, or the need to prove that you are okay. Keep your resources close until the emotional weather clears. If a business offer, collaboration, investment, or purchase creates more anxiety than clarity, pause. Taurus teaches that true stability is built slowly. Aquarius teaches that your future requires smarter choices, not just familiar ones. Together, they say, do not pay for access to a life your intuition does not trust. Rest more than you think you need. This is not weakness. This is integration. A last quarter moon is a release phase, and release requires energy. Your body may be processing old grief, old fear, old attachment, old disappointment, old emotional contracts you never consciously agreed to keep. Give yourself quiet. Take breaks from people who constantly pull you into their storms. Do not explain every mood. Do not make your healing available for public review. Some thresholds must be crossed privately, and most importantly, do not chase. Do not chase the person who is creating the wound. Do not chase the group that makes you question your worth. Do not chase the future that requires you to abandon your peace. What is meant for your next chapter will not require you to betray the wisdom you just fought to earn. Let the wrong doors stay heavy. Let the delayed answers reveal themselves. Let silence do its work. The universe is not asking you to become passive. It is asking you to stop dragging what is already resisting your soul. Now, for Pisces, this Aquarius last quarter moon may come through dreams, emotions, and quiet intuitive messages. Pisces, you may feel this energy before you can explain it. Your body may wake before your alarm. Your mind may drift to someone with no clear reason. A dream may leave you with a feeling that follows you all day. You are standing at a hidden threshold inside your own subconscious, and something behind that door wants to be acknowledged. This is not the time to dismiss your sensitivity as imagination. Your inner world is speaking, but you must also be careful not to turn every feeling into a story. The warning for you is to separate intuition from emotional longing. Pisces, someone's energy may feel different now. You may sense distance, guilt, hidden sadness, or unspoken truth. You may feel pulled to rescue, explain, forgive, or spiritually understand someone who has not shown real accountability. But this moon is asking you to protect your compassion from becoming a doorway for confusion. You can love someone and still step back, can feel their pain and still refuse to carry it. You can receive a dream about someone and still choose not to reopen a cycle that drained you. The karmic activation for you is emotional sovereignty. Your gift is feeling deeply. Your lesson is not drowning in what you feel. For Pisces, abundance may improve when you stop leaking energy into uncertain emotional situations. Your creativity, intuition, and spiritual clarity are resources. Do not spend them on people who only come close when they need healing. In work, this moon may show you that a dream needs structure, not just faith. A vision may need a plan. A talent may need protection. A calling may need boundaries. Your body may ask for water, rest, music, prayer, or silence. Listen, your dreams are not random right now. They are keys. But not every key is meant to unlock the past. Some keys are meant to close it. Scorpio, this moon may feel like a truth rising from beneath the floorboards. You already sense what is hidden. You may not have proof, but your instincts have been circling something for a while. Under the Aquarius last quarter moon, the pressure builds around secrets, motives, loyalty, betrayal, and emotional control. Someone's behavior may reveal what their words concealed. A silence may become suspicious. A delay may become meaningful. A small inconsistency may open the locked door you have been staring at for weeks. But Scorpio, the warning is this: do not let the need to expose something consume your peace. You are being asked to trust your perception without becoming trapped inside suspicion. There is a difference between intuition and obsession. Intuition is calm, even when it is serious. Obsession keeps reopening the wound to search for more evidence. This moon wants you to see the truth, not become chained to the investigation. If someone has been hiding something, their energy may become harder to mask. If a connection has been built on power imbalance, emotional games, secrecy, or control, this transit can make the imbalance impossible to ignore. But your power is not in forcing a confession. Your power is in deciding what your soul already knows is enough. Scorpio. In relationships, this may be a major karmic checkpoint. A person may reveal their maturity or their fear. You may feel someone pulling back, testing you, or trying to keep access without offering honesty. Do not play the game. Your transformation begins when you refuse to meet secrecy with more secrecy. Be clear, be calm, be unavailable for manipulation. In money, protect shared resources, agreements, debts, investments, and emotional spending. If something feels financially or energetically entangled, review it carefully. Your body may need deep rest, less intensity, and more release. This threshold is not here to destroy you. It is here to return your power from every place you left it in the hands of someone unworthy. Gemini. This moon may speak to you through conversations, texts, delays, mixed messages, and sudden pieces of information. You may hear one sentence. That changes everything. You may receive a message that confirms a suspicion. You may notice that someone avoids clarity by using too many words. You may feel mentally overstimulated, pulled between possibilities, trying to decode tone, timing, silence, and contradiction. The Aquarius Moon activates your future mind, but the Taurus Sun asks whether the information you are receiving actually gives you peace. The warning for you is to stop negotiating with confusion. It's just because it gives your mind something to solve. Gemini, not every mixed signal is a mystery. Sometimes it is the answer. Not every delay needs analysis. Sometimes it is protection. Not every person who keeps talking is telling the truth. Sometimes words become smoke, and this moon is asking you to look for the door behind it. You may be guided to pause before replying, to reread what was actually said, to notice what was avoided, to listen for consistency rather than charm. This is a powerful communication reset for you. You may realize that certain conversations keep you mentally hooked but emotionally undernourished. You may decide that access to your mind is sacred, and not everyone deserves to live there rent-free. For Gemini, this karmic shift can affect travel plans, learning, social media, writing, business communication, siblings, friends, online communities, or future opportunities. A delay may redirect you. A message may awaken you. A conversation may close a loop. Financially, avoid impulsive decisions based on hype, trends, or persuasive people. Your abundance grows when your attention becomes disciplined. Your health may require less stimulation, fewer tabs open, less scrolling, and more nervous system care. Gemini. The activation is simple but powerful. Your mind is a doorway. Guard what enters. Choose what deserves your focus. The future will speak, but only when the noise gets quiet enough. And for anyone with strong fixed sign energy, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, or Scorpio, especially around the middle degrees, this moon may press directly on identity, security, pride, loyalty, control, and emotional resistance. Fixed signs do not release easily. They hold, they endure, they stay, they prove. But this last quarter moon asks whether endurance has become attachment to pain. It asks whether loyalty has become fear of change. It asks whether your stability is truly supporting you or simply keeping you still. If you feel the pressure, do not panic. Pressure is not always punishment. Sometimes pressure is the soul preparing to open a door that your fear has kept shut. As this moon moves through Aquarius, remember that the truth may not arrive loudly. It may arrive as a calm realization while you are washing a cup. It may arrive when you stop hoping someone will change and suddenly feel your own energy return. It may arrive through a dream, a message, a cancellation, a silence, a repeated number, or a sentence that lands in your chest like a bell. The universe does not always shout. Sometimes it simply removes the fog and lets you see the door. And when you see it, do not turn away just because the threshold feels unfamiliar. The old room may be comfortable, but comfort is not the same as destiny. The old pattern may be predictable, but predictability is not the same as peace. The old person may know your wounds, but knowing your wounds is not the same as honoring your healing. This is the emotional truth of the Aquarius last quarter moon. Something in your life is asking to be reviewed, released, and understood from a higher perspective. Something is no longer aligned with the future your soul is trying to build. So, in the days around May 9th, move carefully, listen deeply, watch what repeats, protect your energy, protect your resources, protect your nervous system, speak only where truth can be received. Step back, where confusion keeps feeding on your attention. Let the wrong doors remain closed, even if part of you misses what was behind them. Let the right door reveal itself. Through peace, consistency, honesty, and inner calm. This is your warning, but it is also your activation. The universe is not trying to frighten you. It is trying to free you before you commit deeper to what your soul has already outgrown. The threshold is here. The handle is turning. And somewhere inside you, the part of you that already knows the truth is no longer whispering. It is standing in the doorway, asking you to choose your future over your fear. Do not ignore this moment. Do not ignore your body. Do not ignore the signs. The emotional truth you see now may be the very truth that saves your next chapter.